G'day and welcome to another Darthozzie Star Wars Collector's Corner. I'm Darthozzie and this is...
Darthozzie's Apprentice.
And today we're going to take a look down memory lane, finishing with the most recent of the Imperial troop transports from the Mandolorian. So stick around and we'll be back in a sec. So this is the Imperial troop transport, and this is the one from the Mandalorian. Then we've got the one from Rebels. Then we've got also the Sears exclusive 1981 vehicle that came out, going right back to the Imperial troop transport from 1979. This is the first one that was brought out by Kenner, and this one was a very popular model at the time. A lot of electronics in it. And it did things like, as you press down these buttons, gave you 6 phrases from the film Star Wars. So it was really quite pioneering at the time. It ran off a C-size battery, which just went in here. We're missing the battery cover, but there's a red battery cover, the same color as the buttons around here. And you could turn it on and off inside here. There's a switch that allowed you to adjust it and turn it on and off. What else do we know about this one?
That the radar dish on top,
Yeah.
you can spin it and then the guns will move too.
Yep,
so the same on this one.
turret. Yep. And so the same thing happened on the Sears exclusive one. Yep. The other thing, of course, is this came with opening doors at the front, so you could put in your characters, your figures, your stormtroopers, or your AT-AT drivers, whatever you wanted. They could all fit inside here. So a fair bit of playability back in the old days. And these capsules along the side, which is the same on all of them, in fact, were where you could put your stormtroopers. Because it's a troop transport, you could transport up to 6 stormtroopers at a time. Now, according to the brochure that came out with this, because there is a limit on what you can do in the back here, you used to be able to put droids in and they'd call it the droid capture bay. But this one, very minimal as far as stickers go. There's a bright red flash sticker on the front cockpits on both sides, and then the little stickers along the side here. And as I said, electronics, and it made some very good phrases sounds. We don't have the electronics working on this one, but from what I can gather, the C-size battery powered all of those, and the buttons allowed you to play this back. On this one, what do we notice that's different on this one?
This one, it's got the orange box back here.
No longer any batteries in this. This has no electronics. So what they did was, just to butt in on you there for a second, they put in a piece of cardboard here, which hid all of the electronics so that you didn't have these little copper pieces sticking up, so that you didn't go, oh, there's meant to be batteries in there. And so they hid that with a piece of cardboard that came with it. Yep.
There is, in the back, it's actually a whole area, like...
And why is that?
For the droids.
Yeah.
And there's no electronics.
That's right. So they've taken out all the guts of the electronics out of the back of it, and they've been able to make a bigger space for you to play in. Still got the 6 bays. Now, in both of these, they came with 6 of these. These are, according to the little brochure that came out with the first one, these are for brainwashing your prisoners. So they're supposed to fit over the top of your figures and brainwash them as they're being carried back to the Imperial base. The other thing is, this was called an Imperial cruiser. It wasn't called the Imperial troop transport. So when Sears bought this one out, not only did they change all of the stickers on the front, there are a hell of a lot more stickers. They changed the box, of course. They took out the electronics, so the playability in the back was completely different. And it allowed them to market this as a completely new vehicle, when in fact it's the exact same mold and the exact same ship. What they've done is they've taken away the buttons here and they've replaced them with just little black stoppers that don't actually depress. And if you look very closely, because of the electronics, there are 3 Phillips head screws in here, but because this is the same mold, they did eliminate the holes so that there's no screws to go in there, but the actual circles for them are still there. Moving along.
This is the troop transport from Rebels.
Yep.
And the guns on the top, they turn, they shoot projectiles.
Yeah, so they can fire.
But they shoot separately. You can't press one and then they both come out.
So there's two, yep.
There is no hatch at the back.
Right, but instead,
in the front, or on the top,
yep.
there's all of these.
So you can open it up and put in 1, 2, 3 different stormtroopers in there. Yep.
And there's these holders for their weapons.
Yep. So you can put in little missiles or anything. Yep. And obviously at the front,
there's 2 guns. They don't shoot projectiles, but they do like...
they can be angled. Yeah.
They can't do a 160.
And you can fit 6 stormtroopers in here again, or in the case of Rebels, obviously they're the stormtroopers prior to the First Order. The one thing that is different with this is a very cheap piece of plastic. Obviously this was manufactured for kids to play with more than collectors. There are no rolling wheels on this, and obviously no electronics. When you go back to something like the Sears ones, the wheels actually rolled. So that's a big difference there. So moving on to the last one.
This is the troop transport from the Mandolorian that holds the remnant, or I probably said that wrong.
No, remnant. You're right.
Remnant troopers.
Yep. So remnant stormtroopers, you could fit them in here. Now, I'm just going to move these out of the way for a sec, because this one has a lot more playability. What do you want to say about this one?
First thing is, at the front, with all of these are stuck and made in position. With only the front 2, the door's open.
Yep.
And you can actually, you don't have to go through the front and then put them in. That you can just open it and put the figure in.
Yeah. What else?
It opens up from the top. It's hard.
The whole panel comes off.
Like this one, but the whole panel doesn't come off.
That just flips up. This one opens. Yeah.
This one opens.
So that allows you to get in there and put in some stormtroopers on the inside as well. What else is different inside this?
Different is there is seats.
Yep. So 4 out of the 6 seats will actually fold down and allow you to sit remnant stormtroopers on there.
There is the cockpit, which the sides
So like the other 2 over here, they actually open up. Yep.
There are turrets on the front. Sadly, they don't move. No. There is, on every single one except for the Rebels one, there is a little hatch for the troops to run in.
Yep, to run in or run out, yep. And the other thing, of course, is with this one, the amount of detail that has been put into this is astonishing. There's a huge amount of paint colouring detail. The interior, the detail that's just here on the inside of this panel. This piece that flips up so that you can actually stand a trooper in here. The gun turrets on the top rotate up and down. And do they go side to side? Yeah, they turn side to side as well, so you can fire in every direction. What I did notice with this one is that there's so much good work that's been put into, even in the cockpits. If you open up the cockpit and the other driver, where the drivers sit, you can see that they've even put in the steering panels
and
so that you can hold them and they move around. And the seats, you can sit things into the seats, so you can clip your figures into, with their hands, into holding onto these steering panels. And there's even coloured stickers and things put in there so that it looks like they're actually driving and they're seeing stuff out the front. So all in all, and this is the one we're going to give a rating to today, what would you call that?
It's around like a 6 or a 7, but I'd probably around say a 7.
A 7, okay. And the reason is?
It's got so many features of playability.
Yep.
You can get right in it.
Yep.
With these ones you can't.
No.
With that one you can, but you can't take off the whole lid.
And the fact that they've thought about opening doors and folding seats and little things like that, being able to put people standing up in the back area and firing out of there. So if you like the videos that we've made and you want to watch others, please go ahead. And if you want to, what do they need to do?
Like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.
That's it. Beautiful. And we also have an affiliate toy store that we deal with, and it is
Goodies Toys on the web and on eBay.
Yep, so he's an eBay seller and he has a web store. So go and check him out. He has a big range of all new stuff, so worthwhile looking at. All right, that's it from us. We'll see you next time on Darthozzie's Star Wars Collector's Corner.